Hi Cancer, welcome to your mid-May general love reading. This is your girl Mermaid Scales Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me here. This is a general love reading for the Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or any other strong placement for the sign of Cancer. This is a general reading, so please keep that in mind. To only take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't for someone else who needs to hear this message. Hi Cross Watchers, you're very welcome here if you're interested in a Cancer. Who wouldn't be? I like to remind Cancer and Cross Watchers that energy is fluid, and this simply means you may feel like I'm describing a certain situation in the reading where you feel the roles are flipped or reversed, and that's completely okay. You're more than welcome to use your own discretion to flip those roles if that resonates with your specific situation the best. All right, Cancer, let's go ahead and get your reading started. I'm first going to use my sound bowl to clear and set the energy for you guys, so let's go ahead and take a moment to take a deep breath in. And tune into the energy of Cancer. All right, Cancer, let's go ahead and see what Spirit wants to talk to you about in regards to your love life. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, anyone dealing with the Cancer, what do you need to know about? What is happening? What do you not see that needs to be shown to you right now in this very moment? Let's get into Cancer's love life, Spirit. All right, well, we got unrequited love. And it says there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So this is something you've been feeling, Cancer, maybe has been felt your way. But I do feel there's something to be gained out of this. Even if you felt like this was a bummer, it was a waste of your time. Actually, I think, Cancer, you're really starting to formulate your self-worth out of this situation. You know, I kind of am getting this case that someone was a playette, and I feel as if they didn't really want to commit to anyone, Cancer. So it's not personal. I feel that this was just an energy you were dealing with of someone that just wanted to be about them, do them. And I think you guys are really awakened to that now. And maybe this is the person that's going to try to come back or has come back, Cancer. You know, this does feel like someone that's in and out who, you know, hits you up when they are ready to start a little romantic fling going on with you, but are they there to stay? Not usually. The letter S just stick out to me, as in Sean, Samantha, first, middle, last initial may mean something to someone. But, you know, maybe this time around, Cancer, where they thought you were going to roll out the red carpet, be really excited, be all into this, you're not giving that same energy. Maybe some of you are over it, and it's kind of surprised them in a bit, especially if this has been going on for a while between the two of you. Let's keep going. Tell me more. The Thinking Man. Interesting. Number 46. So masculine energy is coming out here. So for some of you guys, if you feel like you resonate with divine masculine energy, or you're tapping into your masculine energy to make a decision, to take action, you really thought about this, and everything that they've been showing you, Cancer, hasn't been a promise that they're going to change, that there's something to come out of this. And I feel that this is something that you've been noticing, but finally, whatever's happening now or just happened between the two of you is really putting the final nail in the coffin, and is making you decide to either finally close this out for good, cut the energetic cord, or just accept it as it is. Accept that, you know, this person is just about themselves, about what they want to experience in the very moment. Again, cross watchers, just flip it around if Cancer is doing this to you. But others of you, you know, if you do resonate with the divine feminine energy, and it even makes sense within this card here, like this lady is over it. Whoever her hand is being kissed by, she's just like, this isn't I'm not feeling this anymore. And if you do resonate with that role in that situation, yeah, for some reason it's kind of sparked now, like, Cancer's usually not like this. Cancer usually texts me back, calls me back, wants to hang out, you know, is really flirtatious, down with me. I'm getting a different vibe and a different energy. And it's definitely made this person think a bit. Let's keep going. What does this person want to tell Cancer that they haven't told Cancer that they want to tell Cancer? I hope we'll run into each other again. Yeah, so they may even think you're avoiding them, Cancer, in some way. So let's just say if you're from the same city, you live in the same city, you know you go to a certain bar that they go to, you're kind of avoiding that bar. Maybe if you have like certain mutual friends, you're kind of making sure that they're not going to be at the place where you're hanging out. So they're trying to catch you, Cancer, but I don't know. I'm just seeing that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, Catch Me If You Can. You're kind of on the run from them, or you're just kind of sidestepping, avoiding them. Because again, like, I don't think this is something where you're ghosting the person. Maybe you did, I don't know. But it's more as if this is something where you're seeing is just not fulfilling you, isn't making you happy. So instead of just trying to play it out as if something's going to change, knowing it's not, you're just kind of letting it die out. And I think it's confusing this person. They really weren't expecting that from you, Cancer. So let's get into the tarot, because I'm curious about this now. They've taken note. They've taken note, like where you have thought that your absence was not going to be noticed. Actually, it definitely is. Let's see. All right. Tell me more about the situation going on in Cancer's life. 3 of Coins. So Capricorn energy, you could be dealing with a Capricorn. You could have Capricorn in your chart. This could be someone you met at work or you are working with currently. So maybe that's making some things awkward, to say the very least, or they try to bump into you. But with the 3 of Pentacles here, yeah, Cancer, I gotta say, I feel as if even though there's unrequited love, or maybe this person's trying to give you something that you're not wanting to take, so far as, you know, if they only see this as friends with benefits, only see this as a booty call, you're not really, you know, down for that anymore, or it's just boring you now at this point. But they're thinking how to make this work again for the 2 of you. And with this 8 of Swords here, I could see why the thinking man has come out. Gemini energy, you have them stumped. They are kind of confused. They thought what was going on between the 2 of you was really happening, was really on a vibe. And now that you're avoiding them, they don't know what happened. Interesting. I'll get all the cards out first and then we'll do a deep dive. Yeah, 6 of Cups. This has been going on for a long time. Maybe you guys have known each other for a very long time, since you were kids, since you were teenagers, or when you were younger, right? Yeah, it makes sense. Okay. Okay, so bottom of the deck, we have the Hermit. Virgo energy, you could be dealing with a Virgo, or you could have strong Virgo in your chart. Does not have to be the case. You withdrew, you pulled back. It just wasn't your thing anymore. Whatever this was between the 2 of you. I do feel as if it drained you, or maybe it got your hopes really high up just for it to be disappointed. So you've withdrawn. You stopped texting. You stopped reaching out. You stopped hanging out. You went in hermit mode with this person. And it definitely does feel, in a sense, Cancer, that you kind of went ghost, or you just kind of left without warning. You kind of just closed out the situation here. And they definitely sense your absence. They know you're being silent, and it's confusing them. With this Hermit card here, maybe for some of you guys, you just decided you wanted to be single for a bit to just kind of heal from this. Especially if you did in the beginning have very high hopes that something was going to change, that something was going to turn around, and it didn't turn out that way. So I feel, Cancer, because of the disappointment, you don't want to linger in that. So you're doing what you can now to heal. A lot of you are connecting back to spirit. You're meditating a lot more. And you're getting a lot more clarity by being honestly by yourself than trying to get anything out of this person. Because I do sense that they were a little bit immature. I do sense that they just, again, were not the type of person that you thought they were. Interesting. And so that's kind of where they played themselves eventually. They thought that this was going to be, you know, just this thing between the 2 of you forever. but you weren't happy with what it was. You weren't happy with what they were giving. And now you went silent. Now you tapped out. And it's something they didn't expect. So it's kind of very similar to your last reading, Cancer, for love and romance. And it's interesting that this energy is still carrying on. Like, again, I think you kind of thought that this person was just going to forget about you the next day. At least that's how they treated you, but you've been on their mind. And they're wondering how you're doing. They want to reach out to you, but you're kind of giving out the vibe that, you know, do not disturb, like you see on the hotel doors, right? So let's jump into it. Dead center of this is the Three of Pentacles, Capricorn energy. So I do get a sense, again, that there is something they're trying to work out here, that they're thinking about how can I get this to being where it was between the two of us, where it was working for me, where I was satisfied. They were definitely satisfied by something within this connection, Cancer, because they still hold on to it and think about it a lot, especially with the Eight of Swords and the Six of Cups. They think about the past with you a lot, what you two had. So, you know, it's been silent for a long time, and maybe they thought you would come around by now, reach out or call, and you haven't yet. So now they're starting to think of a new way to get you back but again, like, I don't want to get your hopes up. I'm not seeing the Two of Cups. I'm not seeing the Ten of Pentacles. I'm not seeing the Ten of Cups. So it still seems to me like keeping it casual, keeping it back to where things were. That's what they want to create here with you, Cancer, which is where I think you got bored with or fed up with. I'm really, for some reason, this woman's shin is really drawing me to it. So I wonder if someone has like a birthmark on their shin, a tattoo on their shin, or a scar maybe even. But anyway, what's crossing this is the Eight of Swords, Gemini energy. So this is the challenge of this situation. And I feel it's on their side, or whoever's on this thinking man side, right? They've been trying to be patient. It didn't work. They tried to reach out. Maybe it didn't work. They feel very stuck in this situation. They feel a little bit like they dug themselves in this hole a bit. And now it's really starting to bite them in the ass, quite honestly. And I think the part that's the bite that's hurting the most, let's just say, is their thoughts about you. And I think that this is where they really are starting to see that they played themselves in this. And I think with whatever they did to make you feel like this was unrequited love, like there wasn't enough, they may have felt like they played this out incorrectly. They should have, you know, maybe done a little bit more. But again, I'm not seeing that their end goal is commitment. But maybe with the, you know, Hermit and the Eight of Swords, there's a bit of you missing out of their lives that is now making them feel really alone. And maybe there's something about you, Cancer, that they felt worked really well. Even if there was other people in their life, there was something about you that felt a lot more stable in this, that they could always have you around. They were mistaken, right, Cancer? Because what's crowding the reading here is the Six of Cups. Scorpio energy, the memories, the reminiscing, you know, their thoughts about you, especially with the Eight of Swords here. Thinking of the past a lot. And maybe that's all they have, you know, with you right now, Cancer, as far as keeping that energetic cord alive, is the thoughts and memories of the past. Now, Cancer, maybe sometimes you kind of start to get in your feelings. Remember, you know, the times where you were happy with this person, when you really started to think that there was something that was going to go forward in this. But I think, you know, evidently with the Hermit and the Eight of Swords, reality sets in. Your logical sides, despite what you feel about this, kind of kicks in and says, Cancer, remember this, remember that, remember when they didn't show up, remember when you had something planned and they didn't even tell you they weren't going anymore and they left you waiting. I think the past isn't going to save this connection anymore. And I think that's what someone is very slow to realize here. And maybe even with the Six of Cups crowning this reading, there's something about an inner child wound that's coming very forward. So whether that inner child wound is the reason why someone doesn't want to commit, doesn't believe in committing, is afraid to commit, could have come from, not feeling like they can have that reliable, stable love in their life. Or even for some of you guys, Cancer, if you're kind of seeing that you drew this person in, like, what wound within me kind of drove this experience into my life? Because usually when we meet people like this, there's something that is meant to be highlighted in us to pay attention to understand and to heal. And I think some of you guys are kind of seeing maybe patterns from the past, certain people you keep on attracting that may kind of have the same outcome as far as unrequited love situations. And that's something I think you're really starting to identify, starting to address. And that's work a lot of people won't do. Some people like to play victim. Some people like to, just stay settled in being hurt and wounded. But there's something about this experience with this person that is actually making you want to elevate that inner child wound so you don't keep on repeating the past. What's reading this is the 7 of Wands, Leo energy. So for some of you guys, if this is your energy in this, what you're rooting in is sticking up for yourself, standing up for yourself, especially if you feel like you were taken, being used, taken for granted, not being appreciated. And I think their actions showed you that more than anything. I don't think they told you anything specifically. If they did, then that's your story. But more so, it was not the following through. It was the ghosting. It was leaving you hanging. You're done with that. So now with this person, you are sticking up for yourself. You are a bit more shielded, protected from this person. I think this person knows that they pissed you off, Cancer. And maybe they know you get a little bit spicy when you're mad, which takes a long time for Cancers to hit that type of anger. But when they hit it, you'll know when Cancer's mad at you. Okay? So with the 7 of Wands, maybe that's also why they're trying to find another way out of this with the 3 of Pentacles to work, because they know they pissed you off. But with the 8 of Swords, they really are afraid that there's nothing they could say, there's nothing they can do to convince you to come out of the 7 of Wands energy you have towards the situation. Now, if this is them, Cancer, if they exuded this 7 of Wands energy, which is why you're kind of like settling in this unrequited love, is that they push you away. They got very defensive with you. When they're in their era of not speaking to you, not texting you or calling you, and if you ask like what's wrong, which is like a normal thing to do, they would just have something defensive, something rude to say back. No, I get it. Okay. Like that's how you kind of feel now, is that I get in this experience, whatever it is that I want to create with you is something you don't want to have with me. And I think it's through the defensiveness. It's, even for some of them, like when they get moody, they get kind of rude. And you're not about that. You're not going to let people treat you like that, Cancer. And so then I think it's like tit for tat. If they want to be defensive and blocked off with you, you'll play the same game. But this is for your own protection, and you know that too, Cancer. This person feels, especially with the 8 of Swords crossing, that they don't have the same access to you like they used to. So you may have blocked their social media, you may have blocked their number, or they do that to you when they don't want to text you or call you, but unblock eventually, right? I think you guys play that block and block game with each other a lot. You're just tired of it. How you're coming off in this, what you're realizing from this, or your energy in this, is the 5 of Swords, Aquarius energy. So Cancer, I do feel in the respect to as far as what they've been doing to you, treating you, you're kind of done with the mind games, or you're just kind of playing the energy out, seeing how they like the taste of their own medicine. I don't want to say it's in a petty way because it doesn't really feel like that, but it's kind of like, this is what you're getting from me now as a result of what you kept on trying to make me settle with. So with this Five of Swords, I think if, they've been trying to text you recently, you definitely have been sending like very short text messages, disinterested text messages. You've been kind of a lot more like, what do you want type of vibe with them. And again, like, this is a side of you they did not see. They did not think you have, because you are very sweet. You are very caring. But when people take that for granted, the claws come out, Cancer. So with this Five of Swords, they're seeing your claws. And I think you've burned them a couple times too, like roasted them, called them out on certain things that you've been waiting to kind of say. And maybe whatever they did to make this the final straw, now is the opportunity to do so. Your last conversation with them, you really let it out, let's just say. you told them as it is, how you saw the situation. And they're still a little bit stung by your words, but maybe it needed to be said, Cancer. I don't think you're the type to say things just to hurt someone's feelings. But you definitely made it clear that you were not happy with the situation. You're not happy with them. How they're coming off in this, Cancer, is the Seven of Cups. Again, not surprised to see this card here. Scorpio energy. They're confused. I've sensed it. Even like from the unrequited love card, like they're confused as to why you're cold and indifferent now. You're making them go through all these thoughts and feelings they didn't know they had about the situation until you were really gone, Cancer. So with the Seven of Cups, it's kind of like, damn, I really thought I could have had Cancers for as long as I wanted to. But Cancer is really just stepping out, showing me that they're not going to tolerate this. And now all these emotions are coming up because they don't have you around in their life anymore, which they had for a very long time with the Six of Cups. And maybe we're even used to it. But you're a different person now, Cancer. Whatever this person identified within you that needed to be healed, that needed to be grown, has been growing within you with the Seven of Wands. Your birthday could be July 7th, July 17th, perhaps June 27th for some of you guys, or you could be seeing a lot of sevens, 77777. Your birth path number, whatever they call it, is 7. But yeah, Cancer, I think you really made this person reflect on a lot that they wouldn't have thought elsewise. And I think too, again, be careful, because I think this person feels like there's unfinished business. They still want to get this to work in some way for their own means. And I don't think this is the last you're going to hear from them. I think they're just trying to feel out the vibes of when I should return. What should I say? How can I fix this? And they're in this period of right now of just kind of trying to reflect on that. But I think you'd be surprised to know how much they think about you. Because despite the way they treated you, despite whatever, they think about you a lot. But, so what, I guess, so what if you think about me a lot? Are you going to do anything to change it? Are you going to do anything to make me feel appreciated, respected? Or are you just going to continue to be in this ego that I'm done with? All right, Cancer, to see the likely outcome of this situation, what is likely to happen and unfold that you need to be aware of, that you need to know. Are they going to reach out? We're going to go ahead and take this to Vimeo for the extended reading. I'm going to overturn this card here to show you the likely outcome of the situation, pull some more oracle cards so we can just dive deeper into this, get some more advice for you guys. If you'd like to join me for the extended reading, open up the description box and you'll find the link to Vimeo, which will take you to the extended reading. But if this is where you depart, Cancer, I really hope that this reading resonated with you. I hope it provides you with the confirmation, clarity, healing, insight, and guidance in regards to whatever's going on in your love life at this time. And if it has, please let me know. Drop a comment below, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. I love you, Cancer, very much, and I'll see you next time. Take care, Cancer.